Game 5 of the Eastern Conference semifinals here on NBA 2K26 MyCareer, hosted by yours truly, Action Jackson Wilson. 2K hit us with the cheese last time out. Your boys suffered an ankle injury in the opening minutes of Game 4, and the wheels came off after that. I was able to return for the second half, but it wasn't meant to be. The Bucks snapped our 7-game postseason winning streak with a statement win, and now they're going to try to get back in this series and force a Game 6 back on the home hardwood. Meanwhile, the Hornets are trying to remain perfect in front of their home fans throughout their playoff run and get to their first Eastern Conference final in franchise history. Like, comment, and subscribe. It's great to have you guys on board. Jackson Wilson said before the game that he is feeling 100%, and he is ready to play all 40 minutes if he has to tonight. We play on Hall of Fame, 10-minute quarters, and we will be sticking Giannis Antetokounmpo as usual. Antetokounmpo had 44 points last game, and a big part of that was because we were sitting on the bench the entire first half. He had 26 points. We want to deny him the paint and get him behind the three-point arc, because that's where he struggles. Wilson is on the tip, and here we go. The Hornets once again looking to seal the deal, and Wilson wins the opening tip. Here comes LaMelo Ball. He is out there with Wilson, Colin Sexton, and Brandon Miller. Wilson's going to take a three right out of the chute. No good. Rebound by the Bucks. Wilson will stick Giannis Antetokounmpo. Miles Bridges is at the power forward position, but Miles Turner is going to attack for two. So a good start for the Bucks. They get a defensive stop, and they get the first 2 points on the board. Ball off a screen. Here is Bridges outside. Wilson popping out. Let's get a floppy going for Brandon Miller. Wilson on isolation. Here comes Brandon Miller, looking to get back on track. He puts up a three. No good. Rebound by Miles Turner of the Bucks. Here they come. They got the first points on the board. They're trying to take the early lead like they did in game number 4, but Giannis misses the three. That's what we want him taking. Keep him out of the paint and force him to beat us with a jump shot. Here's a steal by Cole Anthony. On the break is Anthony. Wilson gets back to stop the break and deny the paint. Leaves Giannis open for three. Giannis no good. Rebound Colin Sexton. Sexton up ahead to Ball. Outside Wilson. The hand is down. Wilson for three. No good. Bucks again on the boards. Here's Giannis. Giannis isolating. Giannis driving in on Wilson, and he gets fouled. So Jackson Wilson with 2 missed three-pointers to open this contest. Giannis also missing a pair, but his team is up 2-0, and he has an opportunity to add on. Game 5 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. The Charlotte Hornets trying to avenge a Game 4 loss with a healthy Wilson and get this series over with and knock the defending champion, Giannis Antetokounmpo, out. It's been 4 years since his championship in Milwaukee, but Antetokounmpo is still just as dangerous, and the Bucks are still playing for a reason. Antetokounmpo goes 1 for 2, and it's a 3-0 Bucks lead here in game number 5. There's a pass up ahead, and it's stolen by Kyle Kuzma. Kuzma as Wilson switches the matchup. Taurean Prince guarded by Brandon Miller. Here is Prince kicking it to Giannis. Giannis is going to take the three off the dribble, and he knocks it down! Giannis Antetokounmpo from downtown, and a 6-0 start for Milwaukee here tonight. Wilson trying to get the Hornets back on track. He drop steps Giannis, and he draws a foul of his own. Jackson Wilson to the free throw line. The Charlotte Hornets were on a 7-game winning streak in the postseason entering Game 4, but they lost by double digits. They trailed by 12 at the half when Jackson Wilson went down with an injury, but he was able to finish the game. He came back for the second half. Now Wilson says he's 100% and looking to make an impact and finish this series for the Hornets. First free throw is good. 6-1 Milwaukee over Charlotte. Keep in mind that even though the Hornets had a 3-0 lead in this series, the first 3-0 comeback in NBA history already happened earlier in the playoffs when the Atlanta Hawks came back to defeat the Detroit Pistons, and they are now tied with the Cleveland Cavaliers, who will advance to the conference finals there. Here's a missed three by Prince. Wilson goes 1 for 2 at the line, and now a good pass inside for Bridges, who gets 2. Expect a lot of minutes from Jackson Wilson here tonight. He doesn't care about his injury last game. He's putting his life on the line for his team. Giannis has already made a three-pointer, but Wilson's going to continue to leave him open. Giannis with the drive. Great defense and closeout by Wilson. Bridges on the rebound. He swings at the ball. Ball. Sticks it out to Bridges. Bridges to tie the game. No good. Rebound by the Bucks. Here is Prince. Wilson picks him up, and now he will stay with him as Prince isolates. Good switch by Wilson. I'd rather have Giannis Antetokounmpo shooting, and he misses. Wilson with the rebound. Up ahead to Sexton. Sexton with the drive. Euro to Bridges, who gets two more. The Hornets looking to get out and run off the big defensive stop, and they do just that. Wilson's second rebound started it, and now here is Giannis giving it to Cole Anthony. Giannis with the screen. Giannis driving inside, but Wilson is right there. Anthony kicks it to Kuzma. Now Kuzma with 8 on the shot clock. Kuzma loses his man off the screen, but he can't hit the three. Wilson with the rebound. Hornets are running again, this time with Brandon Miller. Miller outside for Wilson. Giannis Antetokounmpo picks him up. Here comes a pick and fade with Miller. The deflection by Giannis. The Hornets get it back. Here is Sexton. Wilson wants another screen. He swings it to Bridges in the corner. Bridges over Turner. No good. Giannis with the rebound. Back come the Bucks. Antetokounmpo to Kuzma. Triple. No good. Wilson on the rebound. Up ahead to Ball. Ball crossing over. Ball to a cutting Wilson. Turner fouls him. Giannis Antetokounmpo and Miles Turner playing the best defense they can down low. They had a lot of success in the second half of Game 4, but Jackson Wilson, as fearless as they come, will go to the line for two more. He was able to split on his first trip, and he knocks down the first. How about the Charlotte Hornets? Giving up the first 6 points of this game. Wilson came out cold, missing a couple threes. But here they are battling back, trying to make it 7 unanswered and take their first lead of Game 5. Wilson is money. Game 5 in front of this sellout record crowd here at Spectrum Center. They're looking for a historic victory here tonight, something the Hornets couldn't pull off on the road in Milwaukee. But with their fans right here in front of them, they got to be feeling confident. There's a look at Miles Bridges. He's off to a great start. He's got a couple of buckets. Welcome once again to Ladder of Light Gaming. I'm your host, Jackson Wilson. If you are tuning in live, don't forget about Man of Medan, which will be coming up next at about 7:30 Eastern. Be sure to tune in. Make yourselves comfortable. Have a good time. And most importantly, remember that Jesus Christ loves you. If you haven't accepted him as your Lord and Savior, do so now, because tomorrow isn't promised. He is the way, the truth, and the life, and nobody makes it to heaven or comes to salvation except through him. We love you guys, but God loves you more. Enjoy today's broadcast. Hopefully, we can get an Eastern Conference final berth for y'all. Wilson's in the lineup healthy, and he's heating up after that cold start in the opening minutes. Giannis Antetokounmpo has also been playing well. He's even made a three-pointer, but Jackson Wilson's going to continue to sag off. Giannis for three, no good. Rebound by Wilson, and he will keep it himself. He's got Kyle Kuzma on him, so he's going to go to the post right side. Do the Bucks send a double team? They don't. Wilson still working. Gets inside. Layup is no good. Kuzma's there on the rebound. Back come the Bucks, trying to retake the lead. Cole Anthony outside for Turner. Turner for three. No good. Wilson the rebound. Hornets looking to push. Here they go with LaMelo Ball. Ball kicks it to Wilson. And now Wilson wants a floppy for LaMelo. 5 minutes gone by here in Game 5. Bridges can't get the screen applied, but LaMelo Ball gets it anyway. Off a Wilson screen. Ball for two. Yes, sir! LaMelo Ball with his first bucket. And it's 9-6 Hornets. They're on a 9-0 run since the Bucks opened this game up with a 6-0 advantage. Here is Prince. Giannis the screen. Kuzma for the tie. No! Great defense by the Hornets to deny Giannis inside. But Brandon Miller loses the handle as he tried to run the fast break. Wilson's going to pick up Turner and now switch it back to Giannis. Giannis kicks it to Anthony. Anthony resets the offense and hands it off to Kyle Kuzma. Kuzma with the drive. Great defense again by the Hornets as they close out on Giannis. Wilson with his 8th board. Here comes Bridges. Bridges off a Wilson screen. The pop. Wilson. Three. Cola. Third time's the charm for Wilson from downtown. He's got 6 points 8 rebounds. Timeout, Milwaukee Bucks. This crowd is into it now. Jackson Wilson, when everything was down to mute in terms of the level, the crowd was shocked as the Milwaukee Bucks took a 6-0 lead. But the resiliency has arrived once again for the Charlotte Hornets, who are looking to finish the job this time around after they couldn't complete the sweep in Game 4 at Milwaukee. Jackson Wilson went down with a painful ankle injury in the opening minutes and had to miss the entire first half. He did everything he could to lead a 12-point rally, but it just wasn't meant to be. The Bucks won convincingly, and now here we are in Game 5. But the Charlotte Hornets have been very comfortable here, obviously, on their home court. They opened it up with 2 wins to get the 2-0 advantage. Got a hard-fought Game 3 win in Milwaukee, and they also did a great job of closing out the Indiana Pacers for their first playoff series win without that series going back to Indianapolis for Game 5. However, the Hornets have an opportunity to once again seal up that fate as they look to avoid a road contest in Milwaukee. The Bucks would then be just 1 win away from forcing Game 7 after being down 3-0. Wilson with the rebound is 9th as the woes continue for the Bucks. Wilson's already got position on Anthony, and he gets the tough layup to go. Wilson, maybe it was because of his bad ankle, was struggling to get quality position down low in Game 4 and convert a couple layups. But he's now 4 out of 10 from the floor, and now Miles Turner is going to do anything he can to get the Bucks back on track. That's 14 straight points scored by the Hornets as Prince leaves it for Anthony. Wilson continuing to play terrific defense on Giannis. Cole Anthony for 3, and he stops the bleeding from 20 feet out. And now Jackson Wilson will run the point guard position, and he will leave it for Pat Connaughton. Wilson slipping, gets by Turner. His layup, no good. Rebound pulled in by Giannis. Back come the Bucks. Kuzma to the cup for 2, no good. Offensive rebound by Giannis. Wilson's right there on him. 14-8 Hornets, 2.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Anthony's trying to stay hot, but he misses the 3. Wilson with the rebound. Up ahead it goes to Connaughton. Here is man. Wilson cutting, gets by Turner, but he can't finish the layup again. The score remains 14-8. Wilson 2 for 7 on the night. Giannis gets 2 in the paint. And he is once again going into evil goat mode. Giannis will have 10 added to all of his attributes, but the Hornets are still doing great, especially on defense. It has brought them a 14-10 lead as Wilson will slow it down. See if he can get Con Knipple open off a screen. He does indeed. Knipple got it for downtown. Con Knipple gives Jackson Wilson his first assist of the night. And the Hornets get a much-needed bucket on their end. And they're back up 7. It's 17-10. Wilson ignores Giannis on the perimeter. And now here's Cole Anthony. Anthony with the drive. Wild pass! Jackson Wilson acted as a decoy, and he executed it to perfection. And now we're going to get some substitutions, as Miles Plumlee will take Wilson's place. What a start for the Charlotte Hornets. Ever since falling behind 6-0, they're on a 29-7 run. There's a lot of basketball left to be played, but Charlotte is not playing around here tonight. They want to get this series over right here, right now. Only 13 points given up in the first 11 minutes. Solid defense. Now Bobby Portis will kick it out to Porter Jr. Porter Jr. is well defended. He's only got 5 seconds to shoot. Porter with the drive. Porter lays it up, and he gets it to fall. Jackson Wilson came with the help, but good concentration by Porter. The Bucks are going to need a lot more of that, trailing by 14 points. Here is Ball handing it off to Wilson. Wilson's got a mismatch in the post, so he'll look to exploit it. Wilson, drop step, and the dunk. Wilson finally getting the drop step to work again, and that's his 3rd bucket in 8 tries. He's got 10 points and 10 rebounds. He's helped lead the Hornets to a 31-15 lead. Shout out to the bench as well. A missed 3-pointer by the Bucks. Fast break Milwaukee. Wilson with a mismatch. The drop step's coming again. Kicks it out to Bridges for 3. No good. Wilson trying to get the offensive rebound, but it lands in the hands of Green. Green will bring it down for the Milwaukee Bucks and give it to Portis. Now Porter as Portis goes to the corner. 31-15. Portis pulls up for two and scores. Here's LaMelo Ball. Wilson will give him a screen. Ball, pick and roll. Good pass to Wilson for another hammer. Jackson Wilson back like he never left following his Game 4 injury. He looked a little bit rough at some times early on, but the recovery process ain't easy. He's got to still be feeling some pain in that right ankle. But he is doing what he has to do for this team. When he's not scoring, he's drawn up that defensive game plan on Giannis Antetokounmpo, and it has completely destroyed Milwaukee's momentum here in Game 5 with the season on the line. Wilson back into the post. He's been cooking with that drop step here in the second quarter, and it continues. Wilson, who started 2 for 7, is now up to 50% from the floor just like that. He's 5 for 10 tonight. Now we go back to the normal defense as Green hits a three for the Milwaukee Bucks. Green, who had a couple of big buckets to save Milwaukee's season in Game 4, trying to lead the comeback. Wilson, another dunk! The passing lanes are once again becoming wide open. The ball movement by the Hornets continues. They are fearlessly sharing the sugar. They put an ugly Game 4 performance behind them, and now they're 2 quality quarters away from their first conference final ever. And what a deserving team it would be. Here is Wilson once again looking to post up. Better get those starters back in because Wilson is doing whatever he wants in the paint. Wilson is willing to play all 40 minutes here tonight. That's what he was telling the coaches. Milwaukee better get their 5 back out there because this game is slipping away. Green out on the hash. Miller giving him a little bit of space, but not much. Here's a cutting Smith. Smith with the dunk. Great cut. Wilson was in no 3 defense, but still, great play regardless. Here we go with ball. He gives it back to Wilson. Wilson's going to go right back to the well. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Double team's not coming. Wilson, again, no good, but he gets his offensive rebound. Ball for 3. Got it! LaMelo from deep. 18-point Charlotte lead in Game 5, 42-24. The screen as Rollins tries to get somebody open, but the ball gets stolen by Bridges. Wilson to the corner for Sexton. Sexton drives out to Wilson. Got it! Jackson Wilson, play surfing USA. Inside, outside, he is hot. Wilson revolutionizing and rewriting the lyrics of the Beach Boys. 45-24. They wrote another song called Warmth of the Sun. Wilson is letting the Bucks feel it. The heat of the sun is on here in Charlotte. 45-24. 4:50 remaining in the first half, and Doc Rivers is livid. The Milwaukee bench putting together a similar performance to Charlotte from Game 4. This has been a tale of 2 different contests. When your bench doesn't show up, it's very hard to win. And when Giannis can't hit jumpers, and he's being locked up down low like he is for the most part, he's not being locked up, we're only containing him, but that is definitely good enough with a superstar like Giannis. Here is Wilson looking to attack, even though Miles Turner is back on him. Wilson, red hot, and he posterizes Miles Turner. The drop step wasn't working in Game 4, but it is tonight. Jackson Wilson, angry. And when a Hornet gets angry, you better get out of its way. Unless you want to get stung painfully. And that Hornet is not going away. He's going to continue to buzz around you until you call uncle. Wilson hits the free throw again. 24 points, 12 rebounds. He's 4 for 5 from the arc. Here is Giannis outside. Giannis driving on Wilson. Gets him in the air, but he gets blocked! Wilson rejecting the Greek Freak, and now he swings it to Sexton. We got another mismatch. It's Prince, so Wilson's going to attack. Double team is not coming. Wilson layup. Yes, sir! Wilson now 10 for 16 on the night, and he's got a 15 plus minus, putting his foot down following an adverse game 4. Kuzma driving, pump faking, nowhere to go, but he gets tangled up with Brandon Miller. Miller trying to plead his case to the officials, but that was the right call. And now Kyle Kuzma will take 2 free throws for the Bucks. Boy, this first half has been something. On Hall of Fame, ladies and gentlemen, a 24-point lead. When you get knocked down, especially with what happened to Wilson in Game 4, you get back up again, you go through rehab, you get healthy, you make healthy decisions, and you keep battling. You replace physicality with holy spirituality. Anything is possible. Wilson leaves it up ahead for LaMelo Ball. Ball pulls up. Another assist for Wilson. 3 dimes to go along with 26 points and 13 rebounds. Here is Giannis. The Hornets have doubled up the Bucks, 52-26. This feels like Game 2 all over again as Giannis walks out of bounds. The electricity is getting to be too much. It's becoming a blur out there for Giannis. He's getting dizzy. He's getting rattled. And now here comes Wilson. He sees Knippel on the floor, so you know what we're going to do. Let's give him a screen. Williams drops it on Prince. Now Knippel out to Williams. Wilson swims around the paint. Now tries to go to the corner, but Grant Williams gets called for the illegal screen. The shot clock was going down, and we take another look at this block by Wilson. Giannis Antetokounmpo may be tall, he may be athletic, but when you're also an MVP, you can counterattack. Jackson Wilson proven, well, he's out to prove that he's not a fraud. He's the real deal. Giannis Antetokounmpo with the drive, but too much strength from Wilson. Great positioning, just enough to bother the freak. And now Wilson's got the shooting guard mismatch. Wilson gets busy, spinning, driving for the dunk. This feels like the first round all over again, where the opposing team is so rattled they have no choice but to send guards to Wilson because the speed of Charlotte is getting the big men out of position. Giannis with the off-ball screen. He's in the corner. Kuzma with a wild shot, but it's no good. The Bucks don't know what hit him right now. It's deer season in Charlotte, and the gunshots are firing. This could be the Bucks' last hour. Death is calling, and the feast is about to begin for Thanksgiving. Wilson swings it out to Knippel. Knippel pump fakes, takes the 3, no good. Rebound by the Bucks. 54-26 as Kuzma crosses over. Kuzma with the drive. Forced to pick up his dribble, and he gives it to Cole Anthony. Wilson again switching the matchup. He'll leave Miles Turner to Grant Williams. A near steal by Connaughton, and Prince with the dunk. 1:30 remaining here in the first half. Here is Trey Mann getting some action at the point guard. Hornets working around the world. Wilson in the corner! Splashes it over Miles Turner. 31 points here in the first half of Game 5. With a chance to wrap up this conference semifinal. My man James Bryant said following the Game 4 loss, it's not that the Bucks won, but Wilson will be back. And right now, James, if you're watching, you once again might be correct. Oh my goodness! Trey Mann with the tray ball. 60-28 on Hall of Fame. Are you kidding me? Giannis, take the 3. Of course it's no good. What other choice does he have? He's cooked. He's about to be deer meat on a spit. Here is Connaughton off the Wilson screen. Wilson with the drive. Connaughton hit him late, but Wilson's there to rescue it. Posts up, swings it to Knippel. Wilson's still got a mismatch. He's going to get ready to rebound. No, they give it to him last minute for the 2. Jackson Wilson with great concentration, quick reaction to get it to go. 68% from the floor. Giannis crossover. Giannis driving. Another block. Up ahead, Wilson. Clock winds down, and now another cheap shot thrown by Miles Turner. And you know what? Wasn't Miles Turner the same player that was fighting Wilson for that rebound when Wilson went down with that injury? The question is, did Miles Turner cheap shot me? But no matter how hard the Bucks tried, they have no answer in front of the greatest fans in the NBA right now. The Charlotte Hornets 64 and the Milwaukee Bucks 28 on Hall of Fame. Guys, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and let's see if we can add to more glory with this $10,000 half-court shot. You know, if there's a night for one of our fans to hit it, it's right here. Oh, it was in, but it popped out. So close. But, great try. And we'll be back for the third quarter. With a lot of pressure stacked against them, the thought of that 3-0 lead being lost. No, because even though it's currently 3-1, it doesn't seem like a big advantage. We got to handle our business. And right now, the Milwaukee Bucks are just feeling the heat of angry hornets in the middle of a nest that they are not welcome in. If you disrupt any type of hornet nest, you're going to be in for a long, gruesome stretch of pain. And right now, they are witnessing it. As we take a look at the conference finals, the Western Series is set. Minnesota and Dallas, the top two seeds, well-deserved. And the Cleveland Cavaliers looking to close the door on the Atlanta Hawks. But again, don't count ATL out. If the Hawks can overcome an 0-3 deficit to defeat the Pistons in round one, they can certainly come back and take games 6 and 7. Speaking of comebacks, that looks like that's not going to be the case for the Bucks. When Wilson is out there for the whole game, it's a completely different story for Giannis. Why? Because we have the defensive switch set, we're playing the paint, we're cutting off the cuts, and we are making him shoot. Now, he's got a three-pointer tonight, but he's also missed like 8 times. If you want to beat the Bucks on Hall of Fame, guys, consider this a tutorial. Make Giannis beat you from beyond the arc, and the rest of his game will disappear. You will get in his head. Giannis may be good. He may be the Greek freak, but he's human. You know how Rocky Balboa punched Ivan Drago, and he started bleeding in that wrestling or boxing match? And they were saying, he's cut. You cut him. You see, he's not a machine. He's a man. This is a man right now. No turnovers, 14 for 20, 3 for 5 from the arc, 35 points, 17 rebounds. Great support by my teammates. Ball with 3 baskets, Bridges with 3. Again, I'm not asking for much from these guys. If I'm playing like I am right here, all I need is for them to play their role, make smart decisions, and most importantly, play the defense that they know how to do so much. Defense turning into offense, and this is a rout. And the fans are ready to celebrate 20 minutes from now, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. A lot of basketball is still ahead here in game number 5. On the inbound, it's Turner to Giannis. Wilson remaining in the game. He wants to go all out for this. Make a statement. Send the Milwaukee Bucks to the showers. Get them on that plane back to Milwaukee for good. Not for game 6, but to purchase those tickets to Cancun. 9:30 to go here in the third. We're just getting rolling here in the second half as Miller gives it the ball. Now Sexton off a Wilson screen. Sexton outside for Wilson. Another 3 from straight away. 4 3-pointers for Jackson Wilson to match his series high. 61 or rather 67-31 as Giannis pops out. He takes the three. No! Wilson with the rebound. He'll give it to Sexton. Sexton on the break. Outside for Wilson. The pick and roll with Bridges. Bridges pops out. The double team comes. Wilson hits him. No good for Bridges. Rebound by the Bucks. Turner. And he gives it to Prince. Prince, as Turner hangs out behind the three-point arc. They quickly switch it up, but it's not quick enough. However, Turner misses. Giannis with the offensive rebound. Wilson right there on him, but he's able to get the layup courtesy of great patience. Wilson thought he was going to go right back up, but Giannis with the smart play there. Now here are the Hornets as Wilson gives it to Bridges. Back outside for Wilson. Let's see if Ball can do a little weave. Here we go. 7 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Here's Brandon Miller. Miller inside for Wilson. Wilson pump fakes. Gets the slam over Turner. Wilson now with 40 points here in this potential clincher Game 5. It's looking like that's going to be the case. Potential may look like it's going to be removed from the sentence. 69-33 Hornets. 7:50 to go here in the third. Kuzma will get it to go off the glass. Hornets not letting their foot off the gas pedal. Wilson gets into the corner, and now he'll set a play up for Brandon Miller. Miller slips by Kuzma for the slam. Wilson with 4 assists. Brandon Miller, who has had a rough series following his injury, finally starting to find his momentum again. If he does, watch out. Giannis Antetokounmpo driving. Wilson right there. Giannis has no choice but to give it up. He's going to get 3 seconds in the paint otherwise. Anthony gets swatted into the next generation by Wilson. Now the pass to Bridges. Wilson screens for his big man. He'll pop out. The Hornets are not in any rush. They just want to play some clean basketball for the final 15 minutes. Ball for 3. Yes! That's another assist for Jackson Wilson off the clean screen. He's got 5 dimes on the night to go along with 3 blocks. 74-35. Giannis driving. Wilson cuts him off. Not fooled by the pump. Giannis is no good. Here is Sexton on the break. Wilson outside. Here's the screen. Ball. Another 3. Got it! Oh my goodness, are you serious, LaMelo Ball? Where was this three-point barrage been all year? I'm telling you guys, angry Hornets. That's the only 2 words that you need to say to describe this game right here. Miller trying to beat Giannis to the pine, can't do it. Giannis says, no sir. Giannis has had enough. Giannis is just looking defeated out there. However, it's only fueling his anger on defense. He wants to make sure he still makes a statement, despite his season coming to an end. Guys, I cannot believe this. 77-35 on Hall of Fame, and we're not even in the 4th quarter. If you don't think this team is special following this, you clearly got to do your homework. Look at that play. Jackson Wilson with a little dipsy-do to Brandon Miller. They faded, and now they cut. That's 7 assists tonight for Wilson as Taurean Prince, or rather Miles Turner, is able to give Giannis an assist right there. Hornets looking to push again. Oh, Turner, the hands are down. Wilson with another 3, but this time he misses. 5:19 to go in the third. All Hornets in Game 5 and in this series. They got a commanding 3-1 lead and trying to bring home their 5th victory in as many playoff games here at Spectrum Center and go 8-1 overall en route to their franchise's first ever Eastern Conference Final. Wilson screens for Miller. Gets the switch with Kuzma. And now Wilson's going to go back to the post. Wilson avoiding the 3 seconds, taking his time. Wilson spinning on Kuzma. Got another slam! Kyle Kuzma, who was playing outstanding defense in Game 4. That's not the case here in Game 5. Giannis Antetokounmpo outside. He gives it to Cole Anthony. The lob to Giannis of the Hornets showing no mercy The deflection. Up ahead, Williams. Out to Wilson. Wilson looking around. He gives it to Williams. And now he calls a play for Brandon Miller. Miller cut to the basket. Clear out for Ball. 5 seconds to shoot. Ball's been hot. Wilson gets the pass, but he lost the handle. Anthony with the strip. I don't know why Ball gave that up, but it is what it is. Wilson with his first turnover of the night. He was crashing for that rebound, but Ball put him in a tough spot. He had to shoot something, but the Hornets give it up. And now Wilson's going to go to the bench to chill, have a nice cold Gatorade, and just let the clock tick away on another sensational series. The Charlotte Hornets are 7-28 away from the Eastern Conference Final, and this game is no longer in doubt. It's just a matter of time. Jackson Wilson will take his time, slow it down, and he will get the offense set up for his teammates. Here we go first with Liam McNeely. Let's post him up. McNeely gets the pass from Wilson. Into the post he goes. McNeely fakes. Wilson crashes down for him. And now Williams throws a turnover to Porter Jr. Back they come to Portis Jr. Portis Jr. trying to drive, but great defense by Liam McNeely. To DeCunpo. To the corner for Turner. Turner for three. Wilson tried to switch the matchup onto Giannis, but that didn't work out. Miles Turner able to get it to go from downtown. Oh, now here's Wilson. Look out. But Giannis, despite not even looking at the ball, gets the steal. Guys, hold on a second. I'm sorry. I know I'm dragging on, but look at Giannis, bro. Tell me this is realistic. Look. Look at this. He's not even looking at the ball. Look. He knows right where the ball's coming anyway. That's Hall of Fame right there. But it's okay. Look at the score. Not complaining, just thought I'd show you guys. Sometimes when 2K wants to get a stop, they're going to get a stop. So now Wilson, leave it for Salawan. The Hornets are in no rush. They've done their job here tonight. They just want to keep everybody healthy and free from injury. With another big challenge coming their way, and they've earned every bit of this opportunity. McNeely tries the three. In and out. Rebounded by the Bucks. 6 minutes to go. Here comes Giannis. Wilson will go to the paint. Giannis with the drive. Giannis with the layup. It's been a game to forget for Giannis overall. He's been shut down. He's only got 16 points and 9 rebounds, but he continues to fight regardless of what the scoreboard says, and you got to admire that about him. Now Wilson will give it to his point guard, Trey Mann, and set him a screen. Trey Mann for three. In and out. Rebound by the Bucks, Portis. And back they come. Portis to a cutting Turner. Turner gets the layup to fall. 5 minutes and 23 seconds remaining in this series. The Charlotte Hornets will continue this memorable run into the Eastern Conference Final. At the start, Wilson didn't have any expectations. Nobody thought he would survive in the NBA. Nobody thought he would be anything special. And nobody especially thought this Charlotte Hornets team was going to be led by a 20-year-old most valuable player into the playoffs, much less into the Eastern Conference Final. The NBA is truly where amazing happens, and we are seeing an amazing story unfolding here in the Queen City. Charlotte, North Carolina, who has been home to some great, loyal fans. It's been a long time coming for them as Jackson Wilson shakes off a guard and gets a slam. Miles Turner tried to bring the double team, but he was too late. Miles Turner, it's been a great series, my friend. But you're going to have to get up on out of here. The Charlotte Hornets continue to make their fans proud. That's a 5-0 home record following this victory, which is 4 minutes away. 98-60. Entering this season, the Charlotte Hornets have never won a playoff series. They're about to double dip and get 2 and be one of the final 4 teams left standing here in the 2026 NBA season. Wilson to Williams. Wilson wants to give Williams a screen. And now here's the cut. Williams to Wilson. They swing it around the world. Wilson. I tried to go up with that. Like, why did I just pass it? My bad. I was trying to hit the corner, but maybe pass it up to the top. But it is what it is. Not complaining, guys. Not complaining. I'm just trying to stay away from injury and get my teammates some action here down the stretch. What a moment for these bench players being out here for the final moments. Everybody has played a valuable role in this journey for us, and they all deserve the same amount of glory. As Colin Sexton leaves it for Williams. Williams with the flush over Giannis. And that's 100 points on the board for the Hornets, and they lead by 40. 3 minutes to go. Prince outside. He gives it to Cole Anthony. Anthony to Kuzma. Kuzma posting up. Takes the layup and scores. The clock continues to move, and this crowd becomes more and more anxious. They're ready to celebrate another playoff series victory. Back-to-back, as the Hornets are about to win their 8th of 9 playoff games. And they're going to improve to 5-0 here at Spectrum Center. Here is Brandon Miller with the shot. No good. Offensive rebound by Wilson. And he'll reset the offense, and they'll drain more clock. Sexton with the 3. No good. Hornets on the rebound. Back they come with Kuzma. Kuzma looking for Giannis. Well, Wilson's right there. Now Kuzma posts up Miles Turner. Wilson comes with a double team. Wilson and Turner have got some beef, so no mercy is being shown. Prince wide open for 3. It's no good. Rebound by Wilson. Less than 2 minutes to go. As man looks for Wilson on the cut, but it was one too many passes. He went to Colin Sexton. If that would have directly went to Wilson, that was 2 points. Giannis Antetokounmpo with the layup. He's back in evil goat mode, but it's too late. The fat lady has already started to sing. 100-64. The Milwaukee Bucks delivered a statement to the Hornets in Game 4. Charlotte responded with a performance that said, whatever you can do, we can do better. Williams takes a 3 and misses. And back come the Hornets on defense as Antetokounmpo drives. Kicks it outside to Anthony. Anthony with the lob to Giannis. Want to thank everybody once again for their support of Ladder of Light Gaming, not just throughout this entire gameplay series, but all the content that we continue to put out. Stay tuned if you're watching live for Man of Medan coming up here in the next 10 to 15 minutes. But first things first, we've got a celebration here in Charlotte as the Hornets prepare for their first Eastern Conference final of all time. Wilson with another offensive rebound. Here is Miller off a Wilson screen. Wilson for the mid-range over Turner, the cherry on top of the sundae. The job has been completed. Jackson Wilson coming off an ankle injury. He said he was 100% and ready for Game 5, and he delivered. One last rebound, and the ball will remain in Wilson's hands. Ladies and gentlemen, just watch and witness a moment of history for the Charlotte Hornets. (102-66). The Charlotte Hornets are going to the Eastern Conference Finals. A successful deer season and deer hunt is in the books.
My dad would come home from work exhausted. He'd say it felt like he did his job twice. Tonight, you look to be doing the work of a few people, MP, especially on the glass, where you crossed the 20-rebound mark. How exhausting was that?
Hey, you know that song? I'm bringing home a baby bumblebee. Won't my mama be so proud of me? We're bringing home a series win over Milwaukee. Won't our fan base be so proud of me? Let's go! 8 wins in 9 playoff games. The Charlotte Hornets' magical run continues. Well, actually, I wouldn't call it magical. I'm going to call it blessed. 4 teams left standing. Who would have thought that this Charlotte Hornets team that was supposedly in rebuild mode drafted a bust in Jackson Wilson, according to the social media, would be in this position? This is why we play the games, and this is why results are decided on the court, not in articles and not in videos.
All right, shout out to your pops, because winning is never easy. You see me getting all these rebounds, but they're there because my teammates are switching, calling out screens, getting a body on their man. We're all out here doing the work. I mean, sure, I was a beast out there tonight, but I got dogs I'm running with, and tonight we took care of business.
Certainly did, MP. Good game.
Yeah.
Brian, back to you.
Take it all in, ladies and gentlemen. To all of the Ladder of Light Gaming fans and supporters that have been with me, particularly the ones from the very beginning of this run, thank you guys. I can't express that enough.
MP, the man, the myth, the legend, as he helps his team move on to the conference finals in his rookie season. How you feeling, bro?
Invincible! Unless this entire team gets struck by lightning, we're cruising through the next round. I'm talking 4 straight dubs.
Hold up, you guaranteeing the sweep?
I'm guaranteeing the sweep, Xander. And they can put that on their bulletin board, too. After what we've been through, man, I'm telling you, it's gonna feel like light work. Let's go!
All right, well, I think that was a heat of the moment thing, guaranteeing a sweep. Guys, we're about to go up against a true heavyweight, the Cleveland Cavaliers or the Atlanta Hawks. You know, I'm just going to take this in, guys, for the next 24 hours, and then it's back to work. We've got more MyCareer live streams on the way. At least 4 more. I can guarantee you that. Let's keep this rolling, y'all. And just for proof, here you go. Hall of Fame. The hardest difficulty in the game. And a 36-point statement in the books. 102 to 66. The Charlotte Hornets, for the first time ever, are bound for the Eastern Conference Finals. 4 wins away from the big stage, the NBA Finals. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. What a moment. None of this gets taken for granted. Whether it's on this channel or out in the real world, everybody in my life that has been behind me, especially my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, is the reason any of this is possible. Guys, if you believe and you have faith and you never ever quit, you will be blessed regardless of what happens in this world. There will be trials, there will be temptations, there will be tests. But the end result will be a victory. You will come out on top as long as you have accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. And no matter what happens the rest of the way, I say this every round, this has been one for the ages. The 5th seed one of the youngest teams in the NBA, but at the same time, one of the more talented, athletic, and defensive-minded teams is going to be playing for the Eastern Conference title. Let's see who we got. On to the next round. It's the Cleveland Cavaliers. The #1 seed from last year, looking to finish business and get to what they set out for a season ago, the NBA Finals. They're going to be coming hungry. They got Evan Mobley, incredible paint defender. They got Darius Garland, dangerous sharpshooter, and of course, Donovan Mitchell. But hey, they were saying the same thing about Giannis and the Bucks. Look what we did to them. Not guaranteeing anything, obviously, but if you count this team out, you may be in for a shock. Let's continue to prove the doubters wrong, guys. Eastern Conference Finals now loading here on Ladder of Light Gaming. May the peace that passes beyond all understanding and may the unconditional love of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, be yours in God's holy and almighty name.
MP, I'm sorry, but Xander's not allowed in the locker room. Orders come directly from Mr. Forbes.
Yeah, I've been recording these videos all season long. Why is there an issue now?
Because you went too far. Guaranteeing a sweep in the conference finals? Come on, MP, that's a bad look.
Look, before the playoffs started, you told me to stick to being myself. Well, Coach, this is being me.
Listen, confidence is one thing, but when every media outlet in the country makes sure guarantee a top story, it becomes bulletin board material.
Coach, what? Games aren't won on a bulletin board? That's superstition.
You're wrong. It's psychology. You of all people should know that. It's disrespectful and a powerful motivator.
Yeah, I guess.
A lot of your teammates don't like these videos, but they bite their tongues because they haven't interfered with our goals. Now they're interfering with our goals, MP, and the chemistry's in the dumps.
So you're saying no videos at all?
I'm just saying. Listen,
You're lacking vision. I'm telling you.
Lay low for a bit. After this round, and we'll see what happens. But for now, get your head in the game and keep Xander out of the locker room.
Coach, do you understand how much money I'm be leaving on the table if I did this? Only Coach, there are so many people that watch these videos, my videos, Coach. That's ad revenue on top of that.
You're not thinking straight, MP.
No, but
You're not
I am.
thinking straight. You have more to gain by laying low and regaining the trust of your teammates and this organization than you do by plowing ahead with these videos. Listen, this order comes from the owner that I agree with. Do you trust me, MP?
Come on, Coach, you know I do.
Before you were a celebrity, you were a basketball player, man. And a tremendous one at that. That's your identity. That's what we need from you right now. Nothing more, nothing less.